and political times that we're living in right now, the question then arises, how can we have equity when some have attempted to erase the knowledge of past inequity? How will I know what equity looks like? And how will I know how to right the wrongs of yesterday if you attempt to erase it? And so there are policies that are being put forth to prevent teachers from even teaching about the inequities so that we can know what wrongs we have to right. Is this making sense? So my question then is, as Dr. Joyce King says, whose knowledge is worth knowing? How is it that you can erase my history? You see, history is group memory. History is group memory. If as an individual I lose my memory, they call that dementia. They call that amnesia. They call that Alzheimer's disease. And if you look into the DSM-5, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual that counselors and psychologists and psychiatrists use to diagnose patients, those are mental disorders. If as an individual I lose my memory, I lose my mind. But if history is group memory, when you erase a people's history, then you erase their memory. Ashe? Do you see what's going on here? And so, I don't know about you, but this year will be my 30th year in education, and in all of those 30 years, I never waited for permission to teach the truth. Let me let that marinate for a minute. I never waited for permission to teach the truth. I never waited for a policy to teach the truth. Free, proud, and productive people don't ask permission to do what is in their best interest. They simply do it. Ashe? And this calls to mind the first principle of being a Jegna in the African tradition. And the first characteristic of a Jegna is that they've been tested in battle. And see, if you want to be an equity warrior, you're going to be tested in battle. Ashe? You're going to be tested by the very people who you thought would be on your side. You're going to have to be dealing with injected oppression from your own people who may actually come against you. Ashe? But you must be tested in battle to do this equity work, because there are those who are coming against it in ways that we haven't seen in our lifetime. Ashe? But when you begin to break down these systems and talk about these inequities, and they try to introduce policies that keep you from doing that, I came across this quote, and I don't know who said it. There was just kind of a hashtag or something with it. They said, banning the teaching of systemic racism is actually a perfect example of systemic racism. Yes, I know where I am, but I don't check my culture at the door, and I don't check my consciousness at the door like you might check your coat at the door. We got to be who we are wherever we happen to be. We got to be who we are and do what we must do wherever we happen to be. Ashe? And so when I hear people talk about what black children aren't doing or what they think black children can't do, I like to say those who think our children can't be reached have never seen a master teacher teach. Ashe?